Hi, it's Mr. Canada, and today we're looking at column notation and drawing vectors from them, right? So if we're given a vector, our can we draw it, right? If we're given it in a column form, can we draw it on a diagram? So it's just a reverse process. So we're going to do exactly the reverse. So to start off, we just pick a point, right? So if you notice, both mine are positive, so I know my arrow is going to point up that way somewhere. So it's a good guess that if you pick a very low point, you'll be able to do just that. So keep in mind that that's your x, that's your y. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going to use a dotted line. You don't have to. So x, I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then y, we're going 1, 2 up. To actually finish the problem, though, is we have to make an actual arrow from start to finish, and that would be our resultant vector. Moving on to the next one. I know this is -3, so it's going to be pointing. And if this does help you doing this, you can make yourself little arrows, right? So we know that it's -3, and then we know that we are going to go down, right? So we're down and left, so that's going to make it over there. So if I start in the top right, you don't really have to do this. It's just if you find that you're having a lot of trouble with running out of room on your page often, just you could do that to begin with. Most people just start drawing the vectors and hopefully it works out. If not, erase it and try again. So here we're going 3 to the left, okay? And then we're going 4 down, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time I just kind of did dots to show you that, well, that's my vector, right? I didn't actually need the components because I still stated the vector. I drew the vector as they asked. The components does just help you out in many areas. And here we have 1 and -3. So I'm going to start here. I go 1 to the right, and then go 1, 2, 3 down, and I'm done. Okay, so here are a variety of vectors I would like you to draw. So make sure you draw and then label on them what they are. Press pause, and when you're done, press play, and we'll go through the answers quickly. Okay, so looking here, we have A is 1, 3. So I'm going to start in the bottom. I'm going to go 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3 up. I'm going to label them all after. Next, I have 1 and -2. So I know I've got to have room to go down, but I'm going to the right. So I'm going to start here and 1 over -2. Okay. Next, I have -4 and -1. So I'm going to start here, 4 to the left and 1 down. D, we have 3 and -3. So here I'm going 1, 2, 3 to the right and 1, 2, 3 down. Next, I have -1, -3. So I am going 1 left and 1, 2, 3 down. And lastly, 0 and -5. I'm just going to do this one right over here on the very far left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's quickly give them some labels. So A was 1 and 3, which was this one. B was 1 and -2. So went 1 over and -2 down. So that was this one. This is a good time to check. So -4, -1. So this was C. D was 3 and -3. So this was D. E was our -1, -3. And lastly, F. One thing I'll just mention is we do have a pair of negative vectors. So E and A are negative to each other. And we can check, we look at that and we see, well, yeah, the x components are negative each other and the y's. So it has to be x and y's, not one or the other, both.